So welcome back to the part 2 of this video. Thank you guys for coming back. If you're a first time subscriber, you're welcome. If you're an old subscriber, thank you for coming back. So this is Ankara fabric I'll be using for this corset top. So I have my scissors and pins all ready. So I went ahead to pin the patterns on my Ankara fabric. I folded it into 2. So I also gave half an inch spaces before pinning to around all of them, so serve as an extra allowance. So this is here I've cut out 2 pieces of both the breast, the center front, and also for the lining pieces. You see that I've cut out every of the pieces I need. So I went ahead also to use interfacing. I use hairstay to iron on my fabric and also on my lining pieces, because I want the material to be a little bit thick and not light. So you can see I use hairstay for lining, and every other pieces I cut out I use hairstay for them, both the front and back pieces. Yeah. So also next thing, I went ahead also to measure with my chalk. I measured from the center front, the center, and I chalked it, and I also went to the bottom to measure, and I also chalked it and ruled a line so that I can place my bias strip on it. I also measured from the center of the bra cup and also the center of the other side of the bra cup. Then I made a slanting. You can actually use any measurement depending on your fabric, depending on how close and further you want it to be. I also measured the back. I used 3.5 inches after the loop to measure the back spaces for the lining. So guys, so you can use any measurement of how you want yours to be. So guys, I'll also go ahead also to use this bias strip to pin it up. I'll show you. So this is me after pinning the bias strip. You can see I've used my pins both the front and back. So this is it, the bias tape after it's been sewn. Look at how nice it looks. Then I'll also use, I measured my bra cup with I've labeled it 1 and 2. So I'll take one of each of every pieces and pin it together to sew it. So after pinning it, this is how it will be looking. So I'll also do it for the other pieces and sew it, and I'll show you how it will look. So after sewing, guys, this is how it is. I haven't ironed it out yet, but it's looking so beautiful, so I'll go and iron it out and show you. After ironing, this is how it looks. So I'll be using this already made bra cup, and this is size 32. But first of all, I will have to join it together. I'll have to sew it like a dart in between. So what I'll basically do, because it's bigger than the size of our material, I'll fold it into 2. Then from 1/2 inch, I'll sew towards, using my hand as an example, I'll sew towards the center. I will do the same thing for the other bra cup. So after sewing the bra cup, guys, I will use my bias strip to pin it and make a design. So from this side I measured 2.5, to the center I measured 3, then to the other side I measured 2.5, and I used my bias strip to pin it across. Then from this side I used the joining we used as a guide to place the bias. So I've pinned it. I'll sew it and show you how it's done. So you can just use any measurement just to beautify your own. So after sewing it, guys, this is how it looks. You see, it's looking nice. So, and the bra cup also looking good too. So guys, you use your pin to secure it round. You do the same thing. After securing it, this is how it will look. Then after sewing it, you see it's looking all nice. I used pins to hold the bra cup inside the my fabric, so you can see I'll use pin to hold it already. Then I'll use hemming gum to come inside the fabric of the bra cup and to tag it down. I did make a video of that. So next thing is using the back pieces to join to the front pieces, then sewing it with the allowance, which is 1.5 allowance. So after sewing it, guys, this is what we'll have. I'll do the same thing for the lining, and it has to be equal, guys. Then the bias tape, I'll measure out what is on the bias strip, and I'll use the boning. I'll measure if it's 15, I'll measure, use 14. I give allowance and use the boning to place it into the boning casing using the boning. So after placing it, guys, look at how it looks. I've not ironed it out yet, so it's looking all good. So after ironing it out, I'll place the lining pieces and join the upper parts of the bust tape only. I'll only be joining the upper part, guys. So after joining it, this is how it looks. Yeah, it's looking all nice. So to make the lining not to be showing, I will go and top stitch. After top stitching, look at it, it's all tagged down the lining. So I'll also use my hemming gum to press inside the cup to flatten the lining towards the cup area. So this is what I'll do. I'll place it inside towards where I sewed to tag it down and iron it out. So after doing that, I'll sew the back's waistline. So after tying it and sewing the back's waistline, this is how it looks. Then I'll pin half an inch on the side and tag it with my pin, and also do it for the other side to iron it so that I can create my loops with it. So I'm going to put in half an inch just as you see me do. Tag it with your pins, then you iron it out to flatten it. Then from there you can create your loop, guys. So that's basically what I did. So I used my bias strip to fold it and create loops of 3 or 3.5 inches. So this is the loops after it has been created. Then I will tag it to the fabric using pins. Look at it, this is how it's been tagged. And after tagging it, I'll sew a straight stitch downwards. I also made a rope within the bias fabric. Then this is after it has been sewn. Then I'll also measure a material for the hand of the corset. The wideness is 35 and the length is 11. I'll fold it half an inch up or half an inch down for the casing of the elastic band. So after folding it, I'll be using my elastic band to pass it through inside. After passing it, this is what we have, guys. Our hand of the corset is all ready. So I'll be pinning the side I sew to the side of the corset. Then I'll sew it a little bit. This is how you fix the sleeve, the hand of the bob. You just pin it and tag it a little bit with your sewing machine. Same thing you would do for the other part. So guys, our corset is all ready, and this is how it looks finally. You can see it's all looking nice. Yeah, guys, so it's very easy to make. Very easy. You can see it's all looking beautiful. Yeah, so guys, this is how to make a corset top with a bob sleeve. You can see the back all looking nice. You can see the front. It can also be rocked using a white shirt, so I just use my shirt to like try it. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you all.